Alright, I'm awake. Well, what are we waiting for? We have to find my son. Why gosh, I'm not sure how to say this, Geppetto, but I didn't expect you to be quite so raring to go. Oh, Mr. Cricket, this is my second time going to find my little lost Pinocchio. I'm an old hand at it by now. One time might be a coincidence, but after that, it's best to make a plan. Alright, the first thing we do is, I'll ask around town to see if anyone has seen Pinocchio. And it might be easier for some to talk to a person instead of... Of course, I don't mean any offense. None taken. I'll be the first to admit, crouching down to my level seems like it'd be mighty hard on the back. Haha, someday I'll whittle you a pair of stilts. That way you won't have to jump up so high to say hello. Let's send Geppetto to ask around town. I can't believe it. I must be dreaming. To think I could overhear such an impossible thing. But I did hear it. Mr. Sherry, the carpenter, telling his neighbor he saw a puppet running away from my house at dawn. The puppet running away? That's not impossible, of course. Yes, I know how impossible it is. But from my house? When my Pinocchio is a real boy? How can this be? Oh, I don't know what is going on here, but I do know I don't like it one bit at all. This is a puzzle. I want to ask Mr. Cherry about what he saw, but I'm not sure he will talk to me. It is like that with him sometimes. One day we are the best of friends, and the next he just argues. Ever since he gave me that wood I used to carve Pinocchio, it is one thing, then another thing for him. Oh, but wait, that gives me an idea. Let's send Geppetto to his workshop for supplies. This calls for a celebration. Ask around town to see if anyone's seen Pinocchio. What a sensible idea! I knew that Geppetto had a good head on his... Wait, if Geppetto's the one out interviewing the neighbors, well, what am I supposed to do? Think, Jiminy, think. There's gotta be some other way you can help out. Something only a cricket like you could do. Let's build Pinocchio Village House. As I live and breathe. I got it. See, I can't mingle with the townsfolk the usual way without turning too many heads. But if there's one thing I am good at, it's... well, it's being small enough to fit under door frames. Normally I don't condone sneaking into places and eavesdropping on folks, but it's an emergency. I figure the best place to listen for talk of Pinocchio is the local inn. All sorts of characters come through there. Not to mention, if I start to get drowsy, the inn serves a coffee sponge cake that can't be beat. Just so long as I don't overdo it, At my size, eating too much of that stuff is liable to keep me up all night. Let's send Jiminy to chase rumors at the village house. Here, all the tools and things I need to make Mr. Cherry the grandest hand-carved clock he has ever seen. Because even though that old rascal doesn't know it, he gave to me the greatest gift of all, a son to call my own. Repaying him is the right thing to do, and if it puts him in a more helpful mood, well, that's even better. Besides, it is always a good idea to share a gift with a friend, even the loud one. Let's see, what kind of clock would Mr. Cherry like best? Oh, maybe a cherry pie, like his nickname. Well, maybe not that. He doesn't always like being reminded that is his nickname. It's because of his big red nose. Oh, but if my real name was Antonio, like the 5 others in town, I think being called Mr. Cherry would be much more fun. Let's send Geppetto to craft the clock for his friend. There, all done. I just have to wait for the last coat of paint to dry. What kind of clock is it, you ask? Oh, a tall pine tree, just like the kind of wood he likes best. I am sure he will love it. But don't tell him, I carved the pine tree out of cherry wood. It's a joke. It's good to be a little playful sometimes, don't you think? Well, I certainly overheard something, though how helpful it's gonna be is anybody's guess. Just some guy with a bright red nose going on and on about how they never should have let folks back onto the beach so soon. After what we all went through with Monstro, I can't say I disagree, but I'm not quite sure it's that fella's place to say. Last I checked, he wasn't the one who got swallowed by a whale. Mr. Cherry, he will surely be sitting at his favorite table at the inn, eating an early lunch. I'll meet him there. How do I know which one is his favorite table? Simple, it's the one he built himself. And a fine table to hang a new clock over if he likes. With all the murals in the dining room, it would make a good fit. Let's send Geppetto into the village house. I must be dreaming in my sleep. It can't be true. It can't be. It's even more impossible than... Oh, I spoke with Mr. Cherry and he told me everything, but it was so terrible I had to step outside and... Geppetto! Oh, Geppetto! Whoa! Oh. Why, Mr. Cricket? This is a surprise. I know I was distracted, but to get my attention there's no need to go falling out a window. Unless you have news about Pinocchio, then you can fall off the roof. I'll catch you. Oh, it was horrible, Mr. Cricket. Mr. Cherry, he told me that my Pinocchio was a puppet again. And worse than that. Worse nothing. I heard him tell some fella Pinocchio was going down to the seashore again. And not only that, that he was going to the seashore. Wait. You just said that, Mr. Cricket. Were you eavesdropping on my conversation? Well, the view wasn't so good from up in the rafters, but it sure seems like I was. Tell you what, why don't we go over everything we know together before we get any more mixed up? Let's send Jiminy and Geppetto to talk at the village house. What could have possessed him to go back to the beach where Monstro cuffed him up? I don't know. Maybe there is some kind of curse on him. Why else would he have turned back into wood like that? Search me. All I know is, if he's fallen into temptation, then by gum, it's my job as his conscience to help him. That's the spirit. Help him how exactly? Gosh, that's a good question. I was, hoping you would tell me. Well, I'm sure the two of us will figure something out. The important thing is that we stay quiet about Pinocchio's situation. Yes, good. Quiet is good. After all, you never know who might be listening. Yes, you never do. And what's more, we certainly should not have been both shouting about it this whole time. Yeah, why it'd be the silliest thing in the world for us to have been talking so loud. Let's welcome Honest John.